The rise of Caesar, from Roman politician to military genius. Julius Caesar stands as a colossal figure in history. He was a brilliant military strategist. Caesar was also a shrewd politician. He rose to prominence in the Roman Republic. Caesar's ambition knew no bounds. He constantly sought power and influence. His life and career were marked by ambition and ruthlessness. These qualities ultimately led to his assassination. Despite his controversial reign, Caesar left an indelible mark on Rome and the world. Caesar was born into a patrician family in Rome. He received a good education. He quickly climbed the ranks of Roman politics. He held important positions. These included quaestor, aedile, and praetor. Through these roles, Caesar demonstrated his political acumen and his ability to command. He gained the support of the people through his charisma and his popular policies. Caesar's military career began with his conquest of Gaul. Gaul, modern-day France, was a vast and wealthy region. It was inhabited by fierce Celtic tribes. Caesar spent almost a decade subduing these tribes. He expanded Roman territory. This military campaign, known as the Gallic Wars, solidified Caesar's reputation as a brilliant military commander. He gained immense popularity. His victories in Gaul also made him incredibly wealthy. Caesar's political and military successes made him a threat to the Roman Senate. The senators feared his growing power. They demanded he relinquish his command. Caesar refused. Instead, he crossed the Rubicon River. This act was a declaration of war against the Roman Republic. What followed was a bloody civil war. Caesar emerged victorious. The Gallic Wars were a defining period in Julius Caesar's life. They were a series of military campaigns waged by the Roman Republic. These campaigns lasted for nearly a decade. From 58 BC to 50 BC, Caesar led his legions against the various Gallic tribes. These tribes inhabited the region we now know as France. The Gallic Wars were a testament to Caesar's military genius. They also showcased the discipline and fighting prowess of the Roman legions. At the outset of the Gallic Wars, Gaul was a land divided. The Gallic tribes were constantly at war with each other. This disunity played into Caesar's hands. He skillfully exploited these rivalries. Caesar formed alliances with some tribes. He used them against others. This divide and conquer strategy proved highly effective. It allowed Caesar to gradually extend Roman influence over Gaul. Caesar's campaigns were not without their challenges. The Gauls were fierce warriors. They were known for their bravery and their skill in horsemanship. They posed a formidable challenge to the Roman legions. One of the most notable Gallic leaders was Vercingetorix. He united several Gallic tribes under his banner. Vercingetorix inflicted a stinging defeat on Caesar at the Battle of Gergovia. Despite setbacks, Caesar persevered. He adapted his tactics and strategies. He proved to be a master of logistics. Caesar ensured his legions were well supplied. He also employed innovative siege warfare techniques. These techniques proved crucial in capturing heavily fortified Gallic towns and fortresses. One such siege, the Siege of Alesia, would become legendary. It solidified Caesar's reputation as a military genius. The Siege of Alesia in 52 BC was a pivotal moment in the Gallic Wars. It was a stunning display of military engineering and tactical brilliance. The siege pitted Julius Caesar against the Gallic chieftain Vercingetorix. Vercingetorix had gathered a large force of Gauls. They were determined to resist Roman rule. They sought refuge in the hilltop fortress of Alesia. Alesia was considered a formidable stronghold. It was well defended by both natural barriers and Gallic fortifications. Caesar, however, was undeterred. He laid siege to the fortress. He employed a strategy of circumvallation. His legions constructed a double line of fortifications. These fortifications completely encircled Alesia. The inner ring was designed to keep the besieged Gauls in. The outer ring was meant to protect the Romans from any relieving forces. The scale of these fortifications was immense. They stretched for miles. This engineering feat was a testament to the discipline and organization of the Roman army. The siege dragged on for weeks. Both sides endured hardship and privation. Vercingetorix, hoping to break the siege, appealed to other Gallic tribes for aid. A massive Gallic relief force, led by Commius, arrived. They attempted to break through the Roman lines. Caesar, however, was prepared. He positioned his legions strategically. They repelled wave after wave of Gallic attacks. Trapped between two Roman armies, Vercingetorix was forced to surrender. The fall of Alesia marked the decisive turning point in the Gallic Wars. It effectively broke the back of organized Gallic resistance. The victory cemented Caesar's reputation as a military genius. It sent a clear message to Rome and the world. Julius Caesar was a force to be reckoned with. Section 4. Crossing the Rubicon. Caesar's audacious challenge to Rome. By 49 BC, Julius Caesar had achieved unprecedented success in Gaul. He had conquered a vast territory. He amassed immense wealth and popularity. However, his growing power made him a threat to the Roman Senate. The senators, led by the staunch conservative Cato the Younger and his rival Pompey, viewed Caesar with suspicion. They feared his ambition. They sought to curb his power. The Senate ordered Caesar to disband his legions and return to Rome as a private citizen. This was a calculated move to strip Caesar of his military might. It would leave him vulnerable to prosecution from his enemies. Caesar faced a critical decision: submit to the Senate's demands or defy them and risk civil war. Caesar chose defiance. He marched his legions south towards Rome. The Rubicon River marked the boundary between Cisalpine Gaul, Caesar's province, and Italy proper. Crossing the Rubicon with an army was forbidden under Roman law. It was an act of treason. On January 10, 49 BC, Caesar, accompanied by his loyal legions, crossed the Rubicon. This act was a declaration of war against the Roman Senate. It plunged the Roman Republic into a bloody civil war. As Caesar famously declared, Alea iacta est. The die is cast. Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon was a bold and calculated gamble. It was a testament to his unwavering self-belief and his audacity. He was willing to risk everything for power. This act would have profound consequences for the future of Rome. It would mark the beginning of the end for the Roman Republic. Section 5. The Battle of Pharsalus. A decisive victory in the Civil War. The Roman Civil War, sparked by Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon, pitted Julius Caesar against the forces of the Roman Senate, led by Pompey the Great. Pompey, though a capable general, was outmaneuvered by Caesar in the early stages of the war. Caesar swiftly secured control of Italy, forcing Pompey to flee to Greece. The decisive clash between these two titans of Roman politics and warfare took place on August 9, 48 BC, on the plains of Pharsalus in Greece. The Battle of Pharsalus would prove to be a turning point in the war. It would solidify Caesar's claim to Roman dominance. Caesar's army, though outnumbered by Pompey's forces, was battle-hardened. They were fiercely loyal to their commander. Caesar had instilled in his legions a sense of discipline, efficiency, and unwavering trust in his leadership. The battle began with Pompey's legions, confident in their numerical superiority, charging towards Caesar's lines. Caesar's veteran legions, however, stood firm. They withstood the initial onslaught. Seeing an opportunity, Caesar unleashed his cavalry on Pompey's flank. This maneuver caught Pompey's legions off guard, throwing them into disarray. Caesar's legions pressed their advantage, pushing Pompey's forces back. The rout was on. Pompey's once formidable army crumbled before the disciplined might of Caesar's legions. Pompey, witnessing the destruction of his army, fled the battlefield. The Battle of Pharsalus was a resounding victory for Caesar. It cemented his position as the undisputed master of Rome.